Hi everyone, I am going to quickly be talking about the cloth and paper June box, the pens that I received in the box. They come in this really neat envelope, and as you can see, it is a very thin envelope, so I would recommend punching holes in this and putting it inside your planner. You can use it as a cash envelope. Can't really put too many pens in here because it's going to get bulky, but I am going to use it as a catch-all. So this was really neat. And again, you have your paper that tells you where everything is. And then I started with the pens, and one thing I want to say, the cloth and paper is like, I don't know if you guys can see this, but here it is. This is glossy paper. So the pens unfortunately did not perform well at all. Word of advice, cloth and paper, if you guys are going to send us a pen test sheet, make it matte so that the pens can really perform, especially for these type of pens. And as you can see, these are the names of the pens. And as I started writing, you can see I got really frustrated. I was like, absolutely not. That I'm going to be showing you guys. And then I'm going to show you 3 of my favorite planner pens that I've used, and they're my go-tos throughout the week. So like I said, the paper that Cloth and Paper gave me doesn't really work. So I'm going to use this book that I've had for a very long time. It's called Burn After Writing. It's a really good book. So it's a book that you can be honest in and really share your thoughts. It's like our writing prompt books, but on a deeper level. So as you can see, I've already started writing in here, but I'm going to use things I've learned along the way. Now, the first pen I want to show you is the pen here. So this is the quick drying 0.5 millimeter pen. This was my favorite out of the pack because I have a heavy hand, and this particular pen writes really well for people with a heavy hand because the neck is thick enough to where it can handle your hand. So I'm just gonna write my little quotes here and I'll show you. It really writes really smooth. Let me see if I can adjust this to where you guys can actually see. See, children are, and excuse my handwriting, you would think I would have been a doctor, but it writes really good. And since it's fast drying, you don't have those bleed spots. That's what I love about this. And I used it to write this part right here. Now I'm writing quotes as we go along, things that I've learned along the way. The next pen is not necessarily my pen. This pen writes rough. I don't know if you can hear it when I wrote Time is Precious. And as you can see, because I'm heavy-handed, it really didn't stand up well. I had to press into the pages. And I don't know if you can hear that. And excuse my kid in the background. But it writes really, really rough. So this wasn't unnecessarily a favorite one of my pens. This is the Delhi. I'll probably gift this to someone because I'm trying to be less wasteful. So I'll probably gift this to someone. The next pens are this particular pen right here, which actually fooled me. This is the another M&G, and this one is the 0.28. This one actually fooled me. I'm sorry, let me get it. It actually fooled me because I thought that this was a gel pen. Everybody knows gel pens look like this. And I was like, oh, okay, another gel pen. Okay, nothing fancy, nothing going on. But it actually is not a gel pen. It has a beautiful neck on it. And this particular pen writes very small. So I utilize my planner. I like to plan and decorate, but I actually need my planner to be functional. And this allows me to write in those 2-inch squares that I have with ease. So you can, like I said, it has a good enough neck, but it's small enough to write. You can hear it as well. See here, very thin lines. And with that, that means you can get very small as well. And with these type of pens, the lighter your hand, the better it flows. So with the larger ones, I had a heavier hand, but when I started to write small, I got really light and it just glided across the page. So this one, also my favorite. I actually like it better than the quick drying pen. So this was my number 1 for this particular one here. And then we have this pen here that came in. It's another M&G, Enjoy Writing. And this one is a 0.55. Nothing particularly special about this pen. It's nothing particularly special. It does have that bleed spots. You see here, 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 that's the bleeding. It's nothing special. And again, my handwriting is horrible. So if you are, and I was a little light-handed with this because when I was practicing with this is another one. If you're too heavy-handed, this is going to bleed into the next page. So it's so-so. Nothing special about it. Now the last pen had potential to be my pen, my favorite pen here, but I just could not, because I'm so heavy-handed. This one's called Less is More. It's a .22, the smallest I've ever worked with. But because I'm so heavy-handed, look at that. I'm scared I'm going to break this pen. So I'm probably going to give this pen for the more light-handed people, and I'm going to show you why. A little spelling error there. See, I'm very light-handed with this one. You cannot write heavy-handed with this. So you see that? Believe in yourself. This is the light-handed version. Okay. If you try to go in like I actually write, then this gets wobbly. Oh my God, it gets really, really wobbly. And then I'm scared I'm gonna break it. So this one is a nice pen for people who have light hands. And I know my mother-in-law has light hands, so I'm gonna probably gift this to her. And then I'm gonna talk about my favorite pen. So this is my favorite, second favorite Planet pen of all time. This is a fine point. This also allows me to get really, really small. And I'm just gonna write the name of this so you guys won't get confused about, again, don't have the best handwriting, but this to me, especially on this matte type of paper, writes the best. And this is the type of paper I have in my planner, writes the best. It's dark enough and it's also thick enough that I can write over decorations with this one with no problem. However, like on glossy type stuff, it doesn't perform well, but this I love. And this comes in a pack, and I have this in a variation of every color that is imaginable. And that's what I do. When I find a good pen, I get it in every color if I can. My third best pen is this one, and I actually got this, guys. I don't know if it's gonna let you see it. I got this from the dollar store. This pen is like those old school note-taking pens. And I'm just gonna write it's Brazic. See that? Old school note-taking pens, glides across the paper. Now this one does not allow me to get too small, but when I'm really doing my to-do list, I like to use this one. And then my last favorite pen is the Uniball. And I know but I also have it in that's a gifted pen, but I get the Uniball Vision Elite. This is my favorite pen. This is a felt pen. It does bleed. Look at that. I already got it on myself. But this is my favorite pen for writing, fancy. If I want to get all fancy with it. You know what I mean? That's not fancy, but you know what I'm saying. It allows me to create signatures. It's more like a painting. Has a thick neck, but it does bleed. But this is my all-time pen to plan with because I can write over decorations and everything. Okay, now that's it for my favorite pens and the pens that come into the box. I think the pens are a really good, it was a really good box. And I think that, and it also came with, replacements for the two smallest pens. So for the .2 that I'm gonna gift, it came in with this as well. And then for the .28, which I absolutely love, this was a gift. Like I said, I think the box was beautiful. I told you in my first video, I canceled my subscription because I wanted to make sure I was actually going to use these things. So it was a really good box. I'm going to take out my favorites just so you can see what they gave me. It's really, really good. I'm going to gift some of these, and then some of these I will keep. So thank you for watching.